Welcome to Game Tangent's Let's Play Guild Wars 2. We've been talking a lot about Guild Wars 2 in the past couple of podcasts, especially the last podcast, episode 71, where I finally decided I wanted to give it a good try. I've had the game since the end of last year, and really didn't feel all that up to playing a large-scale MMO. So I decided I should give it a try, put in some time, and I think I discovered probably one of my favorite RPGs of this generation in this game, despite it being an MMO. If you've been following our Game Tangents podcast the last couple of months, you would know that my co-host Helen has been playing this game quite a bit. She is hugely addicted to it. She plays it during our recordings, and sometimes her nose is stuck in her screen and she just hardly ever peeks out to take a look at the rest of the world. Yeah, it's a very good game. My character here is a Necromancer, human, and she likes to summon minions to fight on her behalf. She's not very powerful physically or defensively. She's really good at sending or hurling like dark magic type effects at enemies while she has her minions fight on her behalf. But when she does get hurt, she does have that floating minion there that sucks enemy life and restores her health as long as he is still on the field, and sometimes he does get killed, so that makes you completely vulnerable. You have to stay away from enemies. Thankfully there is a dodge mechanic in this game. And here I'm just going around fighting a little bit. I am recording this after having recorded the gameplay. As you can see, the gameplay video here is very smooth. I decided to try out my NVIDIA, what is it called, Shadow Play, and it does a pretty good job until it crashes, and unfortunately toward the end of this video you will see some frame rate drops and stuttering video, which I think it just kind of culminated with my Shadow Play app finally crashing when I closed out the video. So yeah, here is kind of like for you Borderlands people out there who are familiar with the ability to fight your way out of death. I just successfully killed the enemy that had me down, and if I hadn't within that time frame, I would have ended up having to spend quite a bit of my currency that I hold, my bank, and revive somewhere in the land. I think you respawn at spawn points. So I don't remember exactly what I was heading for here. I think there was some sort of random event. These random events kind of happen all around the map. You just have to look out for them. And when a random event happens, a collection of people, live people, will converge upon a single enemy or a battle, and they fight together. You don't have to join a group or a guild in order to fight alongside other people. It's all just very organic. People converge on the same location, fight together. Everybody gets a nice big experience boost, and then they go about their business, and that's what makes this game great. You're not committed to anybody. You don't have to follow any particular path or script or a guild or some leader. You can just play on your own and fight alongside people if you so choose to. And you probably will want to choose to because the experience boosts are pretty good. So, here I'm looking at the map. The map is huge. This open world, I mean, you have to load in different locations, different environments, but each environment is so big in this game, it's like a huge open world. So it's pretty much a sandbox, kind of like an Elder Scrolls game is, where you find random adventure, and basically unlike other MMOs, and I haven't played a lot of MMOs, Star Wars The Old Republic, Star Trek Online, and a little bit of the Elder Scrolls Online beta, and that's pretty much the extent of my MMO experience. Other MMOs that I played don't really give you the opportunity to find your own adventure, but Guild Wars 2 does. You can just run around the environment and just find things. Like like for instance the random events I just previously spoke about. So here I think I just kind of randomly found these creatures that seem to be fairly strong for where I am in the game. I don't see where. Let's see, I think I'm level 11 at this point. So these characters, these enemies here are comparable in strength to my own, and they give me a pretty good battle. And finally we got that guy. So the green circle that you see when she's casting, those are like different area effects that you can cast. You can actually set them as traps. So one of them has like a poison effect, another one will scare enemies away. So if they go into that circle, it'll explode on them, they'll take a little bit of damage, and then they'll run the other way for a few seconds. And that can be a very good technique at escaping if you're in trouble. And you can see she's doing a dodge roll there. Just had to summon some more minions. So you can see that the circle there is waiting for the enemy to walk into it. But I don't think that's gonna happen. Yeah, he died. So you just saw that text in the middle of the screen that said that there is an event. This is the one where the Centaurs are trying to steal these items here. We're supposed to defend these items from the Centaurs for a certain amount of time. So we're supposed to weaken their morale, which is at 100% currently. Yeah, this particular event takes quite a bit of time. But this is just an example of one of the random events that pop up every now and then, and they'll repeat themselves, so you'll see the same event come up at different periods.
We have one. Let us hope it is better than the Swill the Harathi full fear. Live on. We have one. Let us hope it's better than the Swill the Harathi fear.
Sometimes these Centaurs seem to respawn a little bit too fast. There was another area, another side quest near a city, and you had to eradicate a certain number of Centaurs, and they just kept coming. And then when you beat them all, then it's like all of these Centaurs just spawn all around you in a circle. And you can only fight one or two at a time, but 3, 4, 5 at a time is impossible. And that usually means instant death.
We have one. Let us hope it's better than the Swill the Harathi fear.
So unfortunately here pretty soon we're going to start seeing a little bit of that frame rate dropping. Oh, yeah, right here. And again, Shadow Play did crash after I closed it, so something was happening. I don't know why it does this. Otherwise, it's a very nice, convenient app to use to record video. So we're down to 50% now, and I think my minions died because they're fighting me now. Yeah, you always know that your minions have died when the enemies start focusing their attention on you. Well, there's my what do you call it, blood fiend, the guy that pilfers health for me. And yeah, he died, so it looked like my bone minions died as well. Oh, we're down to 31%. I don't know where everybody else went, because I thought there were a bunch of people here defending these chests alongside me. Looks like they're gone. And it doesn't seem like there's anybody else here, a live person that is. And the event failed for some reason. Maybe I moved out of range? Not sure. Yeah, all that frame rate drop and stuttering that you're seeing here, that is not the game. The game runs very smoothly on my system. It's the video capture program, unfortunately. So it looks like we failed that Centaur event, but we can come back later should the event present itself again. So as I stand here deciding what to do next, I suppose we should go ahead and continue the story a little bit. This is still early in the game,
I threw the bones
and
this morning.
my character, I guess it's dependent upon the choices you make in creating your character. Kind of like with Mass Effect, you can choose a little bit of the backstory about your character, and then it determines what kind of story you have during gameplay. Here, my character has believed for a very long time that her sister was killed in a raid. Apparently, her sister was part of the Seraph Guard.
The hero of Shaymore is finally here, everybody. The captain's expecting you. He's up on the wall.
You must be Hero Falcon. He says you're investigating the Falcon.
Yes. Captain said, have you heard anything about Centaurs?
Falcon's core long. He's forgotten how rough it is. He wasted a trip. Falcon Company have mercy on their soul. Go home, kid. You're in over Centaurs. Earthgate. Monks inside. Terms. Right on, Joe. Come on. You're about to learn what it's like outside. To the North Gate. After you. Push them back. I don't want them inside the walls.
So again, I apologize for a lot of the technical difficulty here. I assure you the sound quality was much better when playing. It didn't have those stutters and stammers and breaks. This is all just the video. So again, here we have these pesky centaurs attacking the city. And this is going to lead my character into a series of events where she discovers something about her sister. And there are moral choices to make in this game. I don't know exactly what the consequences are, but when you talk to the guards or quest givers, you do have a choice sometimes. So far, there was one quest where I had a choice to either help a subordinate and accompany him in fighting off some enemies, or to accompany the captain. I accompanied the captain, and the subordinate, when we met up with him, he failed at rescuing everybody. He succeeded in fighting back the enemies, but a few people on his side died. And I kind of wondered if I had helped him, if we would have been able to rescue everyone, and what would have happened to the captain if I had left him alone. Whether this has any effect on the story, I don't know. Unfortunately, with an MMO, you can't just go back to a previous saved game and just start from there. So you would have to play the game from the beginning with the same character, or a character that embodies the same story elements that you choose upon creating a character.
That's their leader. Let's see what...
Hero, I am Hrud the Reaver, Angel of human lands. I will kill any human who claims to be stronger than I. Let me see this hero of Shaymore. Has come to die beneath my hooves.
So here we're going to fight the leader of the Centaurs.
That's unfortunate. at the back if you like.
I challenge.
Apparently, he
Hero of
likes to show
Seymour.
off in front of
Reveal yourself.
his subordinates. Unfortunately for him, he doesn't last very long.
It started out as a corpse, and now it's a corpse again.
They get a good spot.
One nice feature of this game in regards to the weapons is that each weapon has a set of skills, so they don't overlap with other weapons. If I use a staff, for instance, versus a hammer or some other weapon, she does use some strange weapons because she's a necromancer. The abilities that you have all vary and are very diverse. The staff, as you can see, has a lot of these traps that you can plant on the ground, and some other weapons have other types of abilities that do range damage, but they don't have traps. And as you equip a new weapon, you have to unlock those abilities through usage. So the more that you use the weapon, the more you charge these abilities until they become all available to you to use. So it always gives you a little bit of incentive to continue using the same weapon over and over, and at least to try different weapons. So it does diversify the gameplay quite a bit.
You're my backup? Has the captain lost his mind? I expected an entire squad! Stinking Centaur. Can't ever kill enough of them.
So now we're taking it to the Centaurs in their camp. We're going to try to destroy some of their weapon caches. And of course fight off some more. It's all good experience. There's a really nice pacing to this game, and there's a good payoff to fighting, doing side quests, participating in events, and just completing story quests in general. So there's always a nice reward at the end of everything.
For the Taminis!
We have our orders. Smash weapons racks, lure the set, wipe them out.
Alright. So those guys are just there to distract me. Really, I should be destroying the weapons.
We had a good life. Short, but good.
Looks like my friend here got himself into a pretty bad state of unconsciousness, but now he's back up.
It lives.
So now I've gone into some... I don't really know what it's called. I haven't even bothered really with this mode very much, but it's just kind of like a shadowy figure, and it only lasts for a very limited amount of time, but it seems that I'm somewhat resistant to damage during that time, and then it needs to recharge again, so I can't just put it into effect whenever I want.
Don't let... There's more of them coming! There's more! We'll kill you all, you sway back nags! Stinking Centaurs.
He just basically said the same thing before we started this little adventure. There's something here that I need to retrieve, but I think I haven't figured it out yet. Now, it looks like we destroyed enough of these weapon racks in order to draw out the enemy that we came to finally assassinate here. Malice the Impure is his name. And that is the end of him.
You might find prisoners' belongings inside that cage near the tent. Check it out, I'll cover you. Can't ever kill enough of them.
Yeah, I wasn't too clear about where this item was.
Stinking centaurs. Can't ever kill enough of them. The only reason I followed you in there was because you're you. I didn't even think we'd survive, but you were great. Hey, what did you find?
Soldier's journal, half buried in the cage. It has the Falcon Company on it and survivors inside. My sister's name is there, Deborah.
Captain Trevelyan said there were no survivors.
Trevelyan may be lying to cover his tracks. The book accusing the company up to be attacked by Centaurs.
I don't know what to think. Trevelyan, a traitor? You don't think he sent us out here alone to die, do you? He hasn't been with me lately.
It's a distinct possibility. Don't worry, Biggs. We'll get to the bottom of this together.
So my Necromancer has just discovered that there's a possibility her sister is still alive, and that the soldier in charge of this group of soldiers that were attacked, and in the attack where she believed her sister died, he is covering something up apparently, and wanted to somehow, either he was siding with the Centaurs or I don't know. Actually, I haven't played far enough to figure that one out, but he was covering up what had happened in that attack. Now here's one of those choices that I had mentioned previously. We can confront that commander, that unit commander, directly, or we can take this evidence that we've just discovered to the captain. I think I'd choose to take it to the captain and see what he decides on doing. And how that changes things, I haven't figured out yet.
And this concludes the first part of our Let's Play Guild Wars 2. Stay tuned for part 2.